During the 3rd millennium BCE, the Indus Valley saw the rise of a society built on extreme geometric precision. The remains of cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro reveal the scale of this planning, where thousands of uniform bricks still outline the foundations of an entire urban landscape. This wasn't just a collection of houses, but a network of markets, storage facilities, and public baths connected by a sophisticated drainage system. But their builders left behind a script we cannot yet read. Though found on thousands of artifacts, its meaning remains unknown. Without translation, we must look to the physical objects themselves to understand what these people prioritized. In the absence of a written history, their art becomes the primary record of their social and spiritual life. We can begin with the most common material found in these sites, terracotta. While the human figures in this medium are often simplified, they provide specific details about the inhabitants' appearance. Figures like the Mother Goddess show a heavy emphasis on adornment, featuring elaborate fan-shaped headdresses and layers of necklaces and belts. This attention to detail carried over into their toys. These terracotta carts were built with functional wheels and modeled livestock, suggesting a culture that valued replicating the tools of their daily world. Their pottery reinforces this focus on practical craft. Most wheel-made wares featured graceful curves, finished with black paint over red slip. They followed strict functional needs, like this vessel with walls full of small holes, used for straining beverages. The resources spent on these domestic objects, from specialized kitchen tools to interactive toys, point to a society settled into a stable, permanent way of life. That stability was underpinned by a standardized system of trade. Archaeologists have recovered thousands of small seals made from steatite. Used as identity markers for commerce, the stone seal was pressed into clay to leave a recognizable image. The carvings were incredibly precise, capturing anatomical details like the musculature and horn texture of animals, such as this unicorn bull. This sense of identity extended to personal jewelry. Both men and women wore necklaces, armlets, and rings made from precious gemstones and baked clay. The sheer volume of these ornaments indicate they were universal markers of status, worn by people across the civilization. The widespread use of these standardized seals and ornaments suggests a highly integrated commercial network. At the top of their artistic output were stone and bronze works that required a mastered understanding of three-dimensional form. This bust of a bearded man features eyes half closed in a meditative expression, while his shawl is meticulously carved with a repeating trefoil pattern. Their work with metal required an even higher level of technical control. Known as the Dancing Girl, this figurine is a study in slender, complex casting, showing a human form in a relaxed, asymmetrical pose. To create this, the artist used the lost wax process. A wax figure is coated in clay, heated until the wax drains away, and the resulting cavity is filled with molten metal. The complexity of these stone and metal objects indicates that the Indus Valley supported a class of professional, specialized craftsmen. Taken together, these objects suggest a society built on recurring patterns, a close observation of the natural world, and a high degree of economic standardization. We also see the roots of spiritual iconography. This seal shows a figure seated in a cross-legged position, surrounded by animals. This cross-legged pose and the specific grouping of animals represent a visual language that appears in later Indian traditions. While the cities were abandoned, the techniques forged here, like specific methods of metal casting, persisted. These artistic values were passed down, forming a baseline for the traditions that would define the region for thousands of years. Their writing may still be silent, but their physical record provides a direct link to the foundations of Indian culture.